Hello and welcome to watching this video. In this video, I want to show you how you can create visual effects in HitFilm Pro. Okay, first you should click New here. After that, here, as you can see, first is a template. You can select your preset, for example, Full HD or 2K, 4K, HD for Instagram and everything. For example, if you click Custom, you can input custom width or custom high, and here you can select your frame rate or aspect ratio, and here you can change sample rate audio, and here you can change options for rendering. Okay, here we have two buttons. First, start compositing, and here start editing. If you want create visual effects and compositing, you should click this button, and if you want editing your film and movie, you should click start editing. Okay, now I want create visual effect, click start compositing. Now here you can see it create new project, and here all panel, classic, compositing and editing. Here we need this two option compositing. If you want use HitFilm for compositing, you should select this compositing, and if you want use HitFilm for editing, you should select editing. And here, as you can see, it's like another editing program. Okay, now I want teach you how you can compositing. Click this compositing, and here we have composite shot 1, this timeline for compositing. Here you can see all of effects in HitFilm. Here in media you can import your file and use that. For example, if you right click here or click this import, and now select your footage. For example, I want to use this footage, and then drag and drop to your timeline. Okay, now as you can see, this footage is import your timeline, and for example I import a picture. For example, this picture is good, and drag and drop here to import that to your timeline. Okay, when you click a footage, and here you can change show of this layer. For example, now it's show on, and if you click that, now for this layer show off. And when you open this option, you can see many options. Now I want to show you what is transform in option of footage or picture. Everything you import, we have a transform. Okay, first is opacity. Opacity maximum is 100 and minimum in 0 to 100. If you click and drag your mouse in left and right, as you can see, you can change this number. Okay, next is anchor point. Anchor point, if you change this anchor point, for example, to here, and with rotation, change rotation, as you can see, it rotates from this anchor point. And if you click this anchor point and, for example, change it to here, and then now rotate, change rotate, as you can see, rotate your footage from this anchor point. Very good. Okay, here is good. And with position, you can change position of your footage. And with scale, you can change scale your footage. Now, because this anchor point here, when you increase scale, as you can see, it zoom from this target. Okay, if you want to create animation in HitFilm, you should select this circle. For example, now I want animate opacity. First, click this circle. As you can see, it changed to blue. And insert another circle here. And now change position of this indicator. For example, here is good. Now change it to 0. Very good. Now when you change this indicator, as you can see, change is animation. Or for example, you can change select scale. If you click that and change indicator to here, now when you change indicator, as you can see, that footage is bigger, and after that it change opacity and like height. Okay, very good. You can animate, for example, this rotation here to click here. We don't need that opacity, and select here. Now I want just rotate this footage. Okay, now click this rotation and select this circle. After that, change indicator, for example, to here. Now change this, for example, to here. Okay, now when you play that, as you can see, it rotates like this. Okay, now turn off showing this rotation. Here we have 2 layers. If you want show this picture front of this layer, you should drag and drop your layer but to top of this layer, and as you can see, now that's showing this picture in front of this movie. And if you change again this, it change this footage front of this picture. Okay, now in transform, change this rotation, change it to 0 and 0, and scale, change it to 100. Very good. If you want to use HitFilm for 3D and change this layer, change it to 3D, now is 2D. First you should click new layer, and after that here select camera and create new camera. Very good. After that, select your layer and select here layer dimension and change it to 3D plane. Very good. Now when you change your camera, as you can see, create orbit camera, or here you can zoom in and zoom out camera, and here you can change position from X and Y that camera, and with here you can turn around your object, as you can see, like this. Now if you go to transform, as you can see, we have another position of Z, and here we have separate rotation from X, Y, and Z. For example, if you change it from X, as you can see, it's like this, and if you change rotation from Y, it's like this, and if you change it from Z, you can see that like this. Very good. Now change it to 2D and set it to 0. And one thing I forget to tell you is when you change it to 3D and after that click that layer is camera, here in controls you can see options of camera. For example, here you can change rotation from here, or you can change position from here, or here you can zoom in and zoom out, and here you can change aperture of camera, and here you can change focus of that and blur of that. You can change this option, and if you turn on checkbox of depth of field, you can see this option is active. For example, here is full, and when you change camera to here and change focus, as you can see, it's like this. Okay, now delete this new camera, then click yes, and this layer is automatically changed to 2D. Okay, now I want to show you how you can create mask in HitFilm. If you click this item, freehand mask, and now select your layer that you want create mask, and now here you can create your mask, for example, to here, select all, and after that click here. As you can see, it create this mask, and if you go here in mask or here, it's same, and in shape you can change expansion or change feather. Here you can change feather from out or in. Now I want just both, and here you can change feather strength, and here you can change this roundness of mask. Very good. And if you click this invert, as you can see, it select out of your mask. Click here and delete this mask, or here you can create mask from ellipse, or create mask from rectangle or square. Okay, Now delete these two masks. Now I want to teach you this popular effect in HitFilm. I just tutorial useful and popular effects. Okay, for use this effect, first you should select your layer. After that, go to effects panel, and now as you can see, we have many effects. First group is audio. With this group, you can change audio from your layer. For example, you can add echo or equalizer and tone and telephone, everything underneath audio group is linked to just audio. Just you should select and drag and drop to your layer. It's done. As you can see, underneath effects group, you can see your effect. Okay, select this and press delete. Next group is blur. With blur, you can blur your footage. For example, with this blur, if you select that, drag and drop to your layer, as you can see, your footage is blur. And with here radius, you can change radius of this blur, and with interaction can change interaction of this blur. And here you can select horizontal or vertical blur. For example, when you select vertical, as you can see, it's affect just in vertical, or if you click horizontal, as you can see, it's affect just in horizontal. Very good. Now delete that, and you can, for example, use zoom blur. If you select and drag and drop here, now as you can see, it's blur like zoom. If you increase strength, as you can see, it's very good. And if you want animate that, just you should select this circle, change indicator, and now change this strength and increase that. Now when you change indicator, as you can see, this effect is animate. Or you can select this, you can see that and play it. Okay, now delete this zoom blur. Very good. You can test other blur. For example, you can add motion blur to your footage. Okay, for example, with channel group, you can change color channel. For example, if you select channel mixer and drag and drop here, and now in control panel, as you can see, we have three options from red, green, and blue. And with this item, you can change here effect in red, and here effect in green, and you can change blue. As you can see, it changed channel color, red, green, and blue. All of these effects is used for channel. Okay, click and delete that. And for example, in color correction with curves, if you select that and drag and drop here, now as you can see, you have a chart, and if you select that and drag and change it to up or down, as you can see, you can change curves exactly like Photoshop and After Effects and other software. Or if you delete that, or with hue, saturation and lightness, if you drag and drop here, you can change saturation. For example, if you reduce saturation, it will be black and white. If you increase that, as you can see, you can increase saturation. Or here you can change hue, or you can change lightness. With this panel, color correction, you can adjust your color. And next is distort. With distort, for example, drag and drop this tool and your footage, as you can see, change your footage like this, and here you can change this angle, and here with this option you can change center of this effect, and in radius you can change radius like this. It's very good. Now select this effect and delete that. You can test other effect, for example magnify. With magnify, here as you can see, it magnify in your footage, and here you can change this magnify, and with center you can change this magnify. Okay, change position of that magnify. Very good, delete that. Next group is generate. Generate contains many effects. For example, if you select cloud and drag and drop here, as you can see, it's like this effect is like cloud, and here you can change frequency of that. It's like noise, fractal noise in After Effects. And here you can change speed, and when you change this indicator, as you can see, it move this cloud. Okay, delete that. For example, if you select this radio wave and drag and drop your layer, and in shape, here you can select your shape. For example, if you click circle, as you can see, it creates this circle, and here you can change this opacity, and here you can change start with, and for example here you can change fade in and fade out, and with this option you can change start width and end width, and with motion here you can increase this circle. Okay, or for example here you can change that to an angle, and for example octagon, you can select that. Okay, or for example wireframe, if you drag and drop here, as you can see just line of this layer, and if you go to here with width, you can increase this width, and here you can change this type, for example grid or mesh, and here you can change size of that, and you can use this. Very good. Now delete that. Next is gradient and fill. This group is contain just gradient and fill. For example, this effect 4-point color gradient, if you drag and drop to your layer, as you can see, we have just 4 color, and here 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and 0.4. Here if you open that group, you can change color, for example here, and in position you can change position of this color, and here you can change color blend and ramp scatter, and here you can change opacity. Very good. Next group, rank. If you open that, here for example, if you add shake and now play that, as you can see, it's like shake camera. For example, if you want to use, create this shake in After Effects, you should type expression and use code for this shake, or you can use third-party plugin. But in HitFilm, as you can see, it have this effect, and here you can change amount. For example, if you select that and play, it's high shake. Or here you can change speed, or you can change seed or smooth. You can change detail of this shake. It's very useful. Very good. Now delete this shake. And for example, jitter, if you drag and drop here, and play that, as you can see, to remove some of keyframe. And if you go here you can, for example, here jitter amount is 10. If you increase that, for example, to 100, play that, as you can see, it's remove more frame. Very good. And here you can change speed of that. Or here with noise, if you drag and drop here, you can add noise. Okay, delete that. And with king group, you can remove chroma key or a color. For example, if you drag and drop this chroma key here, and then here select this and drag to this blue, as you can see, it's remove this sky. And here you can change this detail and change balance, or here you can change details. With king group, you can change and remove a color, chroma key, green chroma key, blue chroma key, or a color. You should use this king. Okay, delete that. Next is light and flare. With light and flare, for example, glue, if you drag and drop, as you can see, it apply glue to your layer, and with this item you can change this glue. and delete that. Or for example, if you select neon glue, drag and drop here, and here you can change intensity, or here you can change expansion, or you can change radius. We have many effects here. You can drag and drop and test that effect. As you can see, this effect like this. Very good. Delete that. Next is particle and simulation. Particle and simulation is very useful in HitFilm. For example, with blood spray, if you drag and drop your layer, and now when you change indicator, as you can see, it creates this blood, and here you can change and increase this particle of this blood. Or for example, in simulation you can change gravity. Normal for Earth is 9.8, and in particular here you can select start time and duration, can change that. Or here you can change direction, or here you can change speed of this blood, or change the speed. Now when you play that, as you can see, it's created like this. Okay, and for example, rain on glass, if you drag and drop here and play that, as you can see, it's exactly like rain on glass. I like this, it's very cool. And here in simulation you can change and increase this rain, and here you can change birth of this rain. Delete that. Or here automatic particle, if you drag and drop here, as you can see, it changed this layer to many particle. And here if you open that, we have many options from this particle. You can change that. It's look like form effect in After Effects. Or here you can change the size of each particle. We have many options. Or for example, in fractal, if you increase that here, change this to 0 and 0, and now when you play that, as you can see, it's exactly like form effect. Okay, you can change other option and see that effect. If you work with trap code form in After Effects, this effect it's very easy for you because it's same that trap code form effect. Okay, now delete this. Next group is quick 3D. If you want use this effect, you should create another layer. If you drag and drop, as you can see, when you drag and drop, it creates another layer. Okay, this quick 3D, it's very useful in HitFilm, and this is very powerful. I will create multi-tutorial about this quick 3D, rain, or bonfire, or for example smoke, and other thing. I will teach you how you can use this effect. For example, here is fire, and in material you can change material, or here in fire, if you select fire, and here you can change speed, or here you can increase velocity and can change intensity, and with this you can increase size. And now here, if you play that, as you can see, it's very useful. And in smoke, you can increase this smoke and this thickness and density. And now when you play that, it's very good. And in transform, in position, you can change position of this fire. For example, here you can change it here, and you can change scale of that. Okay, now when you play that, as you can see, it's very good. Now delete this layer, and for example rain, if you drag and drop here, and now play that, as you can see, it's like rain. And in rain you can change direction of rain, or change speed, and increase amount of this rain. Click play. As you can see, it's like rain. Very good. And if you drag and drop storm cloud, as you can see, it's very good cloud, storm cloud. And if you select this cloud here, you can change this density. And with color, you can change color of this storm cloud. Very good. Now delete that, and here in scene you can set environment for 3D space, or create parallax with HitFilm. And here with sharpen group you can add this sharpen. As you can see, you can increase sharpen of your layer. Very good. Delete that. Next group is stylist. With stylist you can change your layer to cartoon, or you can change that oil painting. For example, oil painting, if you drag and drop here, you can change this, and now as you can see, it's look like oil painting. Or if you drag and drop this cartoon, it's like cartoon. And here you can change edge, and here you can change feel. It's very useful. Okay. Next is stylist. Next is temporal. If you select that here, you can change time in your layer. For example, if you drag and drop in echo here and go to echo option, here you can change number of echoes. For example, if you change it to 4, and here you can change this echo time, and when you play that is echo your layer, and or you can change speed for slow motion, and or if you want increase your speed, you can select this speed and use that. And here these two group you can use that for transition in audio and transition in video. Okay, and if you want use this HitFilm for editor, you should select this editor. When you select that, here it's like another editor program. For example, if you go to media, and here you can add your composition here, and with this item, for example, with slice tool, if you click that and then click, as you can see, it split these two, and now for example it's 3, and when you change that, as you can see, it will be like this. And if you go to effect and in transition video, for example dissolve, drag and drop here, now when you play that, as you can see, it dissolve to next layer, and here you can use that for editor. Very good. Now for export this video, you can go to export tab, and here in top you can select your format that you want render that, for example AVI or image sequence or OpenXR and H.264, or this is for YouTube, for example I want this. And here again you can change with height and other option, and after that when you click export, next you should select your folder that you want render that, and next you should select save and waiting for rendering. Okay, I think this software is very useful in visual effects because in After Effects some effect is hard and it takes more time to create in After Effects, but here in HitFilm you can create that easy. Very good. Thank you for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.